last of the 8 groups features Spain. Ukraine appearing for the first time. Tunisia represent North Africa. And the Falcons of Saudi Arabia in their 4th World Cup in a row. European giants Spain have fought their way to the World Cup finals an impressive 12 times, but incredibly they've never won it. In fact, their best result came way back in 1950 when they finished 4th. Despite being the tournament's perennial underachievers, Spain are a squad packed with world-class talent. Up front are the explosive duo of El Niño Torres and Real Madrid and Spain captain Raúl. Adding to that formidable attacking force are the Liverpool duo of Morientes and Garcia. It adds up to an awesome scoring machine that managed to put away 25 goals in Spain's qualifying campaign, including 2 strike fests against San Marino, sounds good, but despite all the goals, Spain has had a tough fight to the finish. Although they remain undefeated since coach Luis Aragonés took control in 2004, the stats hide a disappointing number of draws. Like this one against Serbia and Montenegro. A superb header from Raúl put Spain ahead, but Serbia equalised. The Balkan side were on their way to automatic qualification, while Spain were destined to fight for their World Cup lives in a playoff against Slovakia. Their fate was sealed in the first leg in Bratislava thanks to a Luis Garcia hat-trick. Additional goals from Morientes and Torres secured a 5-1 victory, sending them safely on to Germany. This is the 8th time in a row that Spain have made it to the World Cup finals. This time, coach Luis Aragonés promises to go further than they've ever gone before, all the way to the final, and with a team packed with so many quality players, there's every reason for them to believe that this might be their year. This is the debut World Cup finals appearance for the Ukrainians, who have never made it past the playoffs, losing to Croatia and eventual finalist Germany in successive campaigns. Ukrainian national team have never looked so strong since founding the Football Federation of Ukraine after the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. Former European Player of the Year Oleg Blokin became coach and led them to top their qualifying group with 7 wins out of 12. Ukraine quickly went to the top of the table, where they remained throughout the campaign. They cemented their position with a 3-0 win in Turkey, Ole Husiev opening the scoring, and Ukraine's other former European Player of the Year, Andrei Shevchenko, bagged 2 goals. In a game which saw Bayer Leverkusen forward Voronin denied twice. And Andrei Gusin made it 6 wins in a row with a late goal against European Cup holders Greece. Ukraine's winning run came to an end with a late equalising goal from Georgia, but the draw meant Ukraine were the first European team, bar Germany, to book their place in Germany. Ukraine will expect to qualify to the second round of the competition, and all eyes will be on Andrei Shevchenko to break down a few defences along the way. Pioneering Tunisia are the only African team going to Germany with previous World Cup experience. In fact, they became the first African side to win a game at the World Cup finals when they beat Mexico 3-1 in 1978. This year, they'll be hoping to set another precedent, the first Tunisian team to make it to the second round.
I think we have to prepare very good because we are not, like a big country. We have 11 million people, we are not, so big. But I think now we make team, that we beat everybody with this team. And we have a good trainer, of course, Roger Lemaire. They make the team stronger.
And the 2003 African Nations Cup champions will be looking to their new generation of young stars to push them to the next level.
We have good players. I think the players, they are fast and they are strong physically. And our team, we don't have a lot, old players. All the players is young and they start now to go outside from teams,
Tunisia's growing talent pool includes Brazilian-born frontman Santos, Bolton-based defender Rihad Jahidi, striker Ziad Jazari, who plays for Troyes in France, and leading by example, skipper Hatem Trablisi, who plays his club football for Ajax. In a closely fought group, it came down to the last game against North African rivals Morocco to decide who would qualify, and the young Eagles of Carthage were equal to the test. In a thrilling finale played at the 7th of November Stadium in Tunis, Morocco opened the scoring after just 3 minutes. And another Brazilian player, Jose Clayton, scored the equaliser from the penalty spot 15 minutes later. But it was the visitors who were ahead at half-time, this time courtesy of some sloppy defending and Talhal El Kakour. The home team just needed a draw to go through, and qualification was finally won by Adeli Chudley's speculative cross that somehow went in at the far post. Tunisia are back at the World Cup for the 4th time and optimistic of their chances.
Now is the time, I think, for Tunisia to make step more, to show our football, to show the people that we are not team, we go there just to play 3 games and then we go back to Tunis. But if we get, there's good teams, we can play against them. I think that time we have to go through.
It's the 4th World Cup in a row for Group H outsiders Saudi Arabia. They surprised the football world in 1994 when they made it to the 2nd round, upsetting Belgium along the way, although the Sons of the Desert will be hard pushed to repeat that feat this time around. The Saudi team are dominated by players from 2 rival teams, Al Hilal and Al Ittihad, both 2-time winners of the Asian Champions League. Al Hilal supplies the Saudi striking partnership of veteran Sami Al-Jaber and Yasser Al-Qatani, the country's glamour boy who cost a cool $10 million. While current Asian Player of the Year, defender Hamid Al-Montashari plays his club football for Al Ittihad. Saudi Arabia qualified for the World Cup in some style, without losing a single game. A goal from Sami Al-Jaber on his international comeback earned them a 1-1 draw in Uzbekistan in their group opener. And they then secured a 2-0 victory over Korea Republic. They booked their ticket to Germany on 8th of June with a 3-0 home success against Uzbekistan, and ended their campaign in style 2 months later as Mohamed El Anbar's goal secured a 1-0 win in Seoul. Despite that record, Gabriel Calderon, the Argentine coach who guided them into the finals, has been fired and replaced by Brazilian Marcos Paqueta. We wish him well. Since reunification, Berlin has been rejuvenated by an injection of modern development and investment. The impressive Potsdamer Platz now stands on what used to be a derelict site next to the old East-West divide. This impressive development is typical of a wave of foreign investment that flocked to the Old East following the fall of the Berlin Wall. However, the western part of the city remains largely unchanged, with many poignant reminders of Berlin's recent history. Checkpoint Charlie still endures, although the soldiers have long gone and only their images remain. Berlin is a modern, vibrant metropolis, but the newly found optimism of the city has by no means led to the denial of its traumatic past. The Berlin Wall was dramatically destroyed in 1989, and a brass seal now runs the length of the old divide. However, in the middle of Potsdamer Platz, you can see one of the last remaining pieces of the wall itself. No matter what time of the day, Berlin is always busy and people are everywhere. Whether they are shopping, taking time out in a cafe or taking in the sights, it really is one of the frenetic cities in Europe. The famous Reichstag reflects the marriage of old and new which typifies Berlin today, and it is undoubtedly a fitting venue for the final of the World Cup 2006. The final, along with 4 group matches and a quarter-final, will be held here at the Olympic Stadium. A crowd of 75,000 will be on hand to try and cheer their teams to victory. Over the course of the tournament, 450,000 fans will visit the ground. On the 9th of July, all eyes will be on Berlin, as 2 teams will vie for the most coveted football trophy on earth.